of Matthew chapter 17, Bible talks about that incident where Jesus was transfigured. Let's read from verse 1. Now after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James and John, his brother, led them up on a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and clothes became as white as the light. Now, what was happening is Jesus, the Christ, the Son of God, who walked in the midst of Peter, James, and John, just like any other human being. He didn't look any different than other human beings. He was the same, but the spirit in him was that of the Son of God. Now what happened at that moment is they got the glimpse of who Jesus is inside. They saw that glory. They saw that light, which was not seen because he was limited in the body. And now what happened is, his face was shining and clothes became white as the light. You see, face, when you say face was shining, we always remember Moses. Whenever he was in the presence of God and came, his face would shine. And when it talks about clothes, what I remember is prophets. Prophet had a very peculiar clothing. The reason I'm telling you this is because it says further, and behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them talking with him. They saw two people. I always wondered why Moses and Elijah. And then I realized Moses represents law, Elijah represents prophets. You see, one side law and one side prophet, they were talking to the Son of God, in whom the law was fulfilled and the prophecies were fulfilled. Mount of Transfiguration was an experience where Peter, James and John saw that in him, that is in Christ Jesus, the law is fulfilled and all the prophecies are fulfilled. They didn't know what to do. And they said, then Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, let us make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. And they thought that Moses and Elijah are as important as Jesus the Christ. While he was still speaking, you see, he had not yet completed his speech. God heard, God saw that these people, they are not understanding the significance. They are seeing my son as equal to Moses and Elijah. And then he was still speaking. God interrupted. Behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and suddenly a voice came out of the cloud saying, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear him. You see, many times we try to give too much of importance to the law. I'm not saying that law is not important, and many times we try to give too much of importance to the prophecies. You see, but in Christ Jesus, everything is fulfilled. I want you to remember that when you have believed in Jesus, because of him, you being in him, he being in you, you have fulfilled the law through Jesus Christ. You are as righteous as Jesus is because of your faith in Jesus Christ. And not only that, every prophecy is fulfilled in Christ Jesus. And now so also you. Because you are now the temple of the living God. My brothers and sisters, it's not about law. It's not about prophets. It's not about works. It's not about anything else. The whole thing is about one person, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. You have believed right. You have believed the Son of the living God. And because of that, you have access to God. Believe, my brothers and sisters. Believe in what Jesus has done. You can never be the same again. God bless you.